Hello and welcome to Funny Science Fiction, the live edition. All right, welcome to the Funny Science Fiction Podcast, the live edition. The podcast that makes you wish Frodo would have just kept the ring and tossed us into Mount Doom instead.
You know, the self-deprecating humor is getting a little deep here.
It's getting a little real, isn't it?
Ouch.
It's gone from, golly, we make silly jokes to, yeah, just toss us in the fire.
We get it. We'll admit it.
Well, before we get into tonight's show, we need to say thanks to our show partners, River City Tees and Level Up Lightsabers.
That's you, Kathleen.
I lost my screen.
Yeah, okay, so we're going to play a couple videos. We're doing real quick, one for each of them. We'll start off with River City Tees. With over 700 designs to choose from, River City Tees has something for everyone. Need some new nerd merch? River City Tees has you covered. Need funny or sarcastic designs? River City Tees has you covered. Are you looking for a new logo or custom design? Whether you need 1 or 100, River City Tees has you covered. With multiple colors and options for each and every design. With things to choose from like shirts, hoodies, phone cases, coffee mugs, and so much more. Be sure to follow River City Tees on Facebook and Instagram. If you do, you'll get the latest on designs and information about upcoming sales. River City Tees. Let's make a shirt together. All right, that's River City Tees.
I'm so used to you stealing my lines that I forget that I'm actually supposed to talk now.
Yeah, well, you know. Okay, just, all right. Level up lightsabers. Here we go.
All right.
Oh.
I've got mine.
Shut up, Nick.
Show off. Show off. Anyway.
All right.
We're not jealous
Please.
at all.
Please,
So you'll notice that in the links, in the comment section, there is a link there for Level Up Lightsabers. Lightsabers. Holy crap. I swear it's a Monday thing. I can talk the rest of the week.
Why
I
don't
promise
we have
I
lives
can.
on Mondays? None of us are good at Mondays.
I think one of my favorite thing about the Level Up Lightsabers is that the handle looks, it feels nice. And if you buy 2 of them, any 2 lightsabers can be connected together.
Yeah, you can screw the ends of them together to make a double-ended blade to make your own, very own version of the Darth Maul.
And you can select the
Awesomeness.
color of your blade without having a special blade.
Right, because it's all in the base. Basically, it's a massive LED that goes all the way up the blade, so it's really cool. So yeah, so we've got links there for River City Tees and Level Up Lightsabers in the comment section, so you guys can check those out. And we have a comment here from Jason Taylor. He's excited, couldn't wait for this show featuring his favorite people. And Kathleen, he likes your background. He says it's amazing.
Thank you. And I am hoping that Jason means that we are his favorite people and not our guests that we need to welcome, Mick and Madman Casey from the Scene Snobs Podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. How are you doing?
The fact that Jason's excited to see us and not you guys.
Yeah, well, of course he is. I'm excited to see y'all.
I'm very excited to see everybody, of course.
We caught Mick educating himself.
Just a little bit.
He's like, whoo, can't let him know I do that.
Read?
No!
Get out of
It
here.
obviously was a picture book.
And Jason wants us to know that he's excited about our guest and us, of course. So, okay. All right.
Nice
Well, that's
Jason.
We'll accept the lie this time, Jason.
He's
That's
just
Jason Taylor
sucking
from
up to the
Three
people that
Geeks.
gave him an award.
But he's right. Casey is gorgeous, though.
Oh, cut it out. Come on.
It's the hat.
Stop it. It is. Hi.
All right. So, hey, before before we get into much of anything, well, even remotely kind of productive, why don't you guys tell us a little bit about your show, what people who watch our show can look for when they get into your show? What's going on over at Scene Snobs?
Oh, well, the Scene Snobs. That is us. We are the Scene Snobs Podcast. We are. We can probably give a little bit of an announcement here about the Scene Snobs. An exclusive for Funny Science Fiction Podcast. We are going to be pretty soon a 5-day-a-week show.
Ooh.
Yes, and it's going to be, every show will be different. So you're going to be getting different things from us, and we'll be coming at you 5 days a week. And we bring comedy, I think, is the number one thing. But we talk about all of our favorite things. Casey, you want to talk about some of our favorite things?
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens. Definitely some of them. I'm not going to bust out into the whole thing. That'd be terrible. But we cover everything. I'm a huge fan of sci-fi, unlike my friend Mick here, who doesn't like Dune. The quintessential sci-fi flick.
The worst sci-fi movie, period. That's it, ever.
So I haven't seen it.
You're probably better off, Kathleen. But that's something that we bring for y'all's fans of Funny Sci-Fi Podcast here, which is fantastic. One of my favorite shows. One of the things that we do is talk a lot of sci-fi, but then we add a little different spin, kind of what y'all are doing in the vein of tonight's show with twisting what kind of different people would be cast in a role.
Right.
So we like to play with those kinds of ideas, random wacky questions, usually try to bring up about three topics a show and then discuss maybe one of them.
Yeah, and then the rest of it is just about our lives. That's basically what it comes down to. But all fun.
Right. I still think that the best quote that I've ever heard about the movie Dune came from Mick, actually, that it was just a slow burn of stupid. He said that in our recorded interview with him. We were talking about Dune, and he was like, "Yeah, that movie's just a slow burn of stupid," and that has stuck with me. And every time somebody mentions Dune, I giggle a little because I'm like, "Mick, slow burn of stupid."
I'm convinced, because I know a lot of stupid people who really like Dune, but I know a lot of smart people who also really like it. Casey, my Paramore here. Yes, that's right. I said Paramore. It's announced. It's there. We're getting married.
I'll take it.
He loves the movie, but I'm convinced that Dune, David Lynch did a thing with Dune. He made it so that people get tricked into liking it. Not everybody, but a portion of the population is just tricked into liking that stupid movie.
That's what Sting did to me. Tricked me.
It's the gateway drug to sci-fi.
Exactly.
You get tricked into taking
it. No, because I take any gateway into sci-fi, but that is a terrible gateway.
Actually, I forgot all about this.
I totally forgot about that too. I'm so glad Jason reminded us.
Jason Taylor wants us to the remix, reboot, replay something that they do. I'm sure he can correct me in the comments what it's actually called.
Remake Revolution.
That's the one. Remake Revolution. Yeah. And so we're supposed to come on to his show, the 3 Geeks Podcast, and go up against Dan and remake Dune.
Oh, that'll
do
be
I have
great.
to watch it before I do that?
That is a dumb choice. Don't do that. I don't care whoever picked remake Dune.
Jason.
That's ridiculous.
I'm pretty sure Jason picked it. And
well, Jason,
we were both
I love you, but you're stupid. So here's what it comes down to. Don't remake Dune because A, it sucks. B, they did it, and it is coming out in December
with Timothy Chalamet.
And you can't get any better than Timothy Chalamet. So it was Dan that challenged them. Well, Dan shouldn't have picked the stupid movie that is Dune. So pick something better.
I think because he actually likes it. I think that was what it was.
Well, he was tricked, and now they're going to go down in ratings because they're talking about you shut your face. And your
back off, my Frank Herbert, Mick.
But Cody here is right. He's a lot more people like the books than actually like the movies.
Valid.
I'm kind of curious. How Christian Bale got himself ready to play the worm in the next movie. The bulk up of the weight. That's not a real thing, people. It's just a joke.
Well, he had that mouth thing inserted, so he can have a wider area.
He came over for about 6 months, and I showed him how to gain weight.
It's just the pandemic. The pandemic helped too.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to eat a bag of Oreos, and we're going to go to Doritos. And
No, you can't mix like that. You got to wash it down with something like an eggnog.
Yeah,
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew and
Mountain Dew.
strawberry Nesquik and things like that.
That's who it is. You know who likes Dune? Neckbeards who drink red Mountain Dew. That's who likes Dune.
I resemble that remark, sir.
I'm really glad I don't have Code Red tonight or Neckbeard.
Well, you're lucky on both counts.
So there's all of that.
So angry every time somebody brings up Dune.
I love tangents and rants. They make me so happy. Every time
5 days a week, you can hear that.
This is usually when people actually enjoy our show, is when we're not actually talking about what we're supposed to be talking about.
Right. Well,
I made a list. We'd better talk about it.
The thing that kills me is that when we bring up stuff like that, people will be like, "Oh, it's this topic and that's great," or "Oh, it's that," and yeah. I don't know. It just kind of amuses me when people go off on these tangents and we'll ask them a question. And they'll go off on these tangents. They'll be like, "I'm so sorry. I took too long to answer that." I'm like, "No, that was glorious. Please keep talking."
Yes. That was a long-winded answer. Did I actually answer your question?
Give in to your anger.
And Cody, that's why you're a respectable human being, because you can't run that beard.
Paul Dunce, wash it down with a good old-fashioned milkshake. Coach always said the best way to gain weight.
Oh,
Absolutely.
gosh.
I want to give a plug to Paul because he's a good dude. He has a cool podcast called Four Sheets to the Wind. You should check that out.
All right.
So he didn't actually comment this into the chat, which I'm surprised about. But John just messaged me that apparently Dune is available on HBO Max right now, and he knows what he wants to watch this weekend.
With a code red Mountain Dew.
Yeah, hold up. John,
we love you, buddy.
John,
we love you.
No.
Right? Are we uninvited to your house now, Tim?
You might be.
John, let's do this thing. You and me will group watch, bro.
I was going to say I'll join.
Yes.
It's a civil war.
It's a 3-on-3 civil war. That's awesome.
And
right.
John can grow an impressive neck beard, but he drinks Diet Mountain Dew.
Oh, well, then I don't know why he likes Dune. It just doesn't make sense.
I also don't know why he likes me, so I don't get it. It's all right.
I will say this. Let's go find an airport to have our civil war in.
I was getting ready to go like General Lee, but apparently now I need to be a Captain America.
I call the Arrested Development.
Oh,
I have the shield.
Yeesh. I've got the hammer.
Yes, I have that in the other room. I have to get the.
My toddler stole mine.
My next is Stormbreaker. I'm getting that.
Ooh. And it's Mew Mew, Tim.
I'll beat you all with my lightsaber.
There you go. Paul Dime says, appreciate you guys a lot. Paul, I'm going to have to check out your podcast. If Mick says it's good, then it's good, and I'll check
Paul's
it out.
Good people.
Wait, but Mick says our podcast is good.
It's great. No.
Yours
is great.
Kathleen, do not put that on me.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. All right, and let's see. Jason also says this is great, and Cody says they don't make a Diet Mountain Dew Code
They do
Red
not.
Yet.
They used to.
They did
for a little bit, and then they realized why. And
real quick, if you could pull up Jason's comment again, I just want to make mention that Jason, this is how you talk about Dune on a show.
By just talking about how fantastic it is and the wonder with which it provides us all.
We're the 3 sci-fi geeks. No, I'm just kidding. I love Jason. Jason is an amazing guy with a great show.
Cody prefers Baja Blast anyway.
Pitch Black.
I'll go with that. I'll go with Baja Blast.
I like
Baja Blast is only good if you actually get it from Taco Bell. If you get it from the store, it's gross.
Truth.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, actually, I grabbed one today while I was at the store. I was dropping something off, and I reached over into the cabinet, as you're checking out, as you do, and I scanned it. What I thought was Baja Blast. I got out of the car. It was Baja Blast Zero. It did not taste very good. So,
I only ever get Baja Blast with tacos.
Yeah.
I don't know why those two things just taste amazing together.
It's amazing at Taco Bell. The fountain version of it is delicious.
If you're gonna get the trots from Taco Bell, you might as well wash it down with some happiness. So
just commit.
Exactly. Just go in.
I am telling you right now, ever since they took Mexican pizzas away, I'm just sad. I don't want to go.
John, you can see the Taco Bell from our house. You could go get tacos and bring them to me.
It's a solid plan.
We actually had a friend who worked at Taco Bell who would come over after his shift because we have good internet, and he would pay for our internet with tacos.
That's brilliant.
It was a fantastic trade, and then he got married and moved away, which is
jerk.
Boo.
No.
Casey, I'll pay for your internet with tacos.
Done.
Casey's like, and okay.
Bet. Party pack daily. That's all I ask.
There you go.
Yes.
All right. So Casey mentioned this earlier about what we're going to talk about tonight, our plan of attack, the planned conversation. So our tonight's bit of fun. We asked everyone to pick a sci-fi leaning movie. It could, of course, been something in the superhero realm, fantasy, sci-fi-ish.
No Cats.
Not the movie Cats. And hold on. Just going to go ahead.
Now I want to
just go ahead and mute Kathleen for that. So that's a banning. I'm just kidding.
That's all right. I'm going to sit over here in my cone of silence. I'll be fine.
You're unmuted. So we asked everyone to pick a sci-fi movie that either needs to be recasted or one that they just wanted to see recast. So they're going to tell us who they recast, what the movie is, who they recasted, why they recasted it, or how it affects the movie to have that person changed out and this new person brought in. Now, you guys as the audience get to pick whether or not we did a good job with our recast. At the end of each one, we'll ask you guys, what do you think? And we'll see who gets the gold star and yellow hearts and purple clovers. So
you didn't tell me there were gold stars involved.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Hearts, stars, and clovers.
So,
I would have gone for the jugular with these, man.
John, shut up.
John, no.
Sit in your box and be wrong.
All right, Kathleen, go out there, get a spray bottle, treat him like a cat. No.
Listen, the only successful way to remake Cats is literally just to film cats doing cute things with people singing over them.
Right.
Well, that's what we have YouTube for, so we're all set.
So, tangent. I actually like the musical Cats because I like musicals, and I'm a weirdo. The remake is horrendous.
The original was worse.
CGI Cats is freaky. The original is worse. The single stage is bad, but the CGI is way worse.
4 hours of fat people in cat suits screaming nonsense words at you is a retarded way to spend your time.
Listen, Taylor Swift cat made me feel things. That's all I'm going to say.
Things got uncomfortable. I don't know. I'm just saying I wouldn't mind cuddling up with Judi Dench.
The only thing I can give the remake credit for is actually trying to give the movie a plot. They tried.
Real hard.
Really
that was
hard.
The most try I've ever seen on screen.
And I mean, trying to explain why Mistopheles McCavity is stealing cats, like that made sense, but also
Sci-fi.
Totally didn't make sense.
Cody says, "Don't kink shame me."
I don't know whether or not my mother is watching this.
Oh.
Hey, listen, your mother can be watching. I'm the one feeling the feelings.
I wouldn't disagree with either of you.
Okay, my eyes aren't watering. Your eyes are watering. Shut up. All right. So, typically on these, we like to let our guests go first. So,
oh boy,
Mick and Casey, you guys can flip a coin, whatever. Who would like to go first between the two of you?
Casey's going to be much more intricate. I know it. So I'm going to let him go after me because I know people are going to be really into it. So I'm going to go real quick and I'm going to say I would recast the movie Dune. And by recast, it means I would put on another movie. Like Return of the Living Dead. Or something like that. A great 4th of July flick. Go for it. Maybe Jaws afterwards would be awesome.
Titanic instead.
Just don't watch Dune. No, I did actually do this. I did my homework, and I'll rattle off real quick.
I did the work.
I would recast Predator for today. And I would love to see it done in maybe like 2 movies. And really give them meatier roles. But here's who I would have. I would have Dutch as the Rock as Dutch. He's the big action star now that kind of matches it. Okay. Dylan, I would make Mark Wahlberg.
Ooh,
Mark.
Anna, who was the Latina woman in the movie, I'd have Melissa Barrera, who was recently Into the Heights. I'd have her in it. She Into the Heights.
Okay.
Mac, I would have as Chiatet Ejiofor. Mac was Bill Duke's character in the movie.
Yep.
Oh, nice. And I'm mostly impressed that you could have pronounced the name.
Yeah. I may have butchered that. I don't know.
Ejiofor?
Look, you're way closer than I would have gotten, so I think you did fantastic.
Blaine, who was played by Jesse the Body Ventura, I would actually get Mads Mikkelsen to play him.
Ooh.
Nice.
I feel like he could play crazy,
Yes.
eccentric. Billy, who is played by Sonny Landham, I would have Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa.
Uh,
Can't help it.
No, it's fair. It's natural.
Now take Jason Momoa and Cat Taylor Swift and put your hands together. There's a party I want to go to.
Kathleen's over there like, he made me feel things. And she's gone. Hawkins, like, well, would you look at the time?
You gotta go. Time for Aquaman.
Hawkins, who was played by Shane Black, who also wrote the original Predator, I would have played by Michael B. Jordan and beef up his role a little bit more. And Poncho, I would have played by Chris Hemsworth.
Okay.
That's what I would recast.
There's a lot of eye candy in that movie.
Yeah, right.
The original was, though, if you go back and look, like they were
True.
all like
blew
sexy.
your whole budget on just cast alone.
I'm okay with that. We don't need a plot. It's like Dune, all right, but better because it's a better alien.
Because it's not Dune.
It's not a planet of aliens, like a galaxy that they're getting involved with. I know what you meant, Mick.
Nah, I don't need worms unless it's Beetlejuice.
Tremors.
Or Tremors.
Tremors all day.
Oh yeah, okay, Tremors.
Just the first one, but past that it gets a little sketchy.
All right, Tim. I'm gonna have to kick you off your own show.
Yeah, he's a big fan of Shriekers, bro.
First of all, Earl Bassett is a hero, and he deserves our respect. And Tremors 2 goes down as one of the best ever.
Okay.
I will stand by it.
He's over here like, I will fight you.
It's a very lonely field you're standing in, Mick. I'm just saying.
Hey, Tremors 1 is the best. Tremors 2 is good.
Cody says replace all the dinosaurs in Jurassic World with newts. Just regular sized newts. But everyone is still terrified for some reason.
Oh, God.
The idea of Sam Neill running from newts is pretty brilliant.
John says the best worms in sci-fi were in Futurama.
I love that episode.
It's a good one.
Michael Gross is a legend in his own mind.
Now, everybody prepare to be blown away by Casey's.
Oh, mine? Oh, no, this is going to be awful. So I decided to remake Avatar. Because if anything, could recast. And just a recast, we're going to change a few little parts here and there along the way. But I feel like Avatar, it's been done so many times with Dances with Wolves, the same story. Let's go ahead and flare it up a little bit. So you know who would do that? Would be Judd Apatow. So this is the entire Judd Apatow Avatar cast.
Oh, my.
So we're starting with Neytiri, who originally played by Zoe Saldana. We're going to actually do a little gender swap with the main roles. So this title character would be played by Craig Robinson. Then we're going to follow that up with Jake Sully, Sam Worthington's character, to be cast by played by Elizabeth Banks.
I like it.
Then we're going to jump with Sigourney Weaver. I feel like Grace's character would be much better served with Catherine Hahn.
Oh, yeah.
Strong delivery time. Stephen Lang by Colonel Miles would be Danny McBride. Right? They have right? See, mix with me. Joel David Moore.
My land, effers!
Joel David Moore, who plays Norm, would be played by Jay Baruchel.
Oh, okay.
And then Giovanni Ribisi's character, the bad guy, Parker, would be played by Bill Hader.
Ooh,
right? And then Michelle Rodriguez's character, the pilot, Trudy, would be swapped out with Mindy Kaling. Because I do love her. She's got good timing.
She's just crap talking everybody on the ship.
Exactly. CCH Pounder's character, Moat, the mother or the matriarch, would be played by Leslie Mann.
Has to be.
Gotta be. You gotta have Leslie Mann in an Apatow flick. Wes Studdy, who played Atukan, the dad, the main guy, would be Jason Segel.
I love Jason Segel.
Just for height purposes, really. That's it. Laz Alonso played Sute. And Sute, I swapped out with Seth Rogen. Because if you want to have that battling going on between the main characters, so that way Elizabeth Banks is actually fighting with Seth Rogen. I think that's brilliant. Who doesn't want to see that on screen?
Okay.
Dilip Rao played Dr. Max, who I swapped him. Yeah, who did I swap him out for? Actually, sorry. Oh, sorry, wrong. I skipped ahead. Matt Gerald, who plays Corporal Lyle, one of the other smaller roles, because you got to have all the side characters, would be Paul Rudd.
Nice.
Then we've got Scott Lawrence, who's one of the crew chiefs with Jonah Hill. Sean Anthony Moran's private Fike would be Kristen Bell. She needs some love in there. And then Dilip Rao's Dr. Max would be swapped out for Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
Jeez.
There you have the Judd Apatow version of Avatar, which doesn't have to be 2.5 hours long either.
It's going to be. Judd Apatow. It's going to be 3 hours
Just
long.
think about all the different walking talks they would have. Just conversation around the giant world tree. It's fantastic. So witty.
Oh, I can't do it. I can't do that movie ever again just on its own. I can't do it as a Judd Apatow movie.
But don't worry, it's coming out as a sequel.
You know what's a fun way to watch that movie is
not.
No, what you do is you mute the color at the beginning of the movie, so it's like an almost black and white with subtle color to it. But then once they get into the Avatar world, swap it to like max color, and your mind is just blown away.
Nice. I like that. Totally different. No one to see that coming.
I watched Avatar once, and that was right after my brother-in-law bought a 3D TV. And that was the only reason I watched Avatar, was because he bought it on 3D.
Yeah,
well, if you've seen Dance with Wolves or The Mission, you've seen it.
Jason says he wants to watch this movie now. Actually, I think everybody wants to watch that movie now.
I'd watch that over Avatar.
It is a solid cast. It would be hilarious.
Thank
even if
you.
it wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point of it. Is put it on its head.
Where do you put James Franco in this?
Well outside of the studio lot.
Yep.
Probably fair at this point.
Maybe I don't know if he deserves to be in jail yet. Let's just wait for all the details to come out, but definitely never on screen again.
It's been like 6 years. They're not coming out. It's done.
I don't know. There's a lot that's come forward so far.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. The last couple months have been a little heavy on the
the
news. All right. Let's see. By my screen, Kathleen, you're next.
Oh boy.
All right. Now I want to just say this. She said earlier this afternoon she has one picked out, but we're not allowed to hate her for it. So here it goes.
Don't worry. It's not Cats, and I'm not going to try to remake Star Wars.
You should. That movie's terrible.
Cody says, though, that he compares Avatar to Pocahontas. So
I agree with you, Cody. Close.
Yeah. All right. I am recasting the 2003 League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh,
nice.
I'm in on this. It's good.
You have my attention.
It's one of those movies that you want to like, but then it falls so horribly flat.
Everywhere.
It
should have been like 3 movies.
It should have. It should have. And
it should have been freaking phenomenal with that cast.
Giant conglomeration of poop. Like, legitimately, the whole movie. It should be fantastic. You have Sean Connery. It should not be a bad movie.
It's a movie that made him retire.
Yeah.
You even had Peter Wilson, and she was great.
Right. Right. But it is the movie that made Sean Connery stop acting.
I should tell you something.
So,
and then he died.
I mean, he was like 90, but still.
Not the point.
So
and then wasn't it like 13 years between him quitting acting and dying? So it was a long
he died
end.
in 2020, but it was obviously from the pain of being in that movie.
Clearly,
it was from the slow burn of stupid he endured.
Yes. So to replace Sean Connery, which you cannot replace Sean Connery.
No, you have to now.
I have put Jeremy Irons
in
the role of Quartermain.
I don't mean to cut you off, but you said you can't replace Sean Connery.
But
they did it literally 7 times.
I know. But still.
Well, they tried to do it. I mean,
Roger Moore would beg to differ.
Yeah.
But really, are you going to count that as better? Though? No.
No, not some of those movies, but a couple of them I would.
So replacing Sean Connery as Alan Quartermain with Jeremy Irons.
He's one of my favorites, so I'm already in.
I like that pick. No, I like that pick.
And I feel like he has the screen presence for Quartermain, which is part of why they had Sean Connery in there, is that you were going to get people's attention.
Well, yeah, and if you compare it with what he's done in the Batman movies and the Justice League movies, Jeremy Irons as Alfred Pennyworth, I think he does a phenomenal job in those movies and vastly underrated for what he did in those movies.
All right, so then in the role of Mina Harker, Millie Bobby Brown.
Ooh.
Okay.
I think going from Stranger Things to then Enola Holmes, like, she's got the ability to be a pretty awesome vampire.
Could be.
She seems so young for somebody who's going to be very seductive. It's the only reason, as a man.
And I think that would be slightly questioning on some people's mind. I mean, she's 18, 19, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that I think
still feels icky now that Mick mentions it.
All right.
Zendaya.
In the role of Dorian Gray, none other than Tom Hiddleston.
That's a good one.
That's a good pick too.
I think he would be fabulous as Dorian Gray.
Yeah.
Tom Sawyer, which I don't really think needs to be in the movie at all.
I'd agree.
But if we're going to put him in the role, this doesn't really make sense because I am casting a British actor as an American character, but it works.
Hollywood does it.
They do that all the time.
They do. Is John Bell. He is young Ian in the Outlander movies. In the Hobbit movies, he's Bard's son.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think that he would bring a young energy to the movie, which it needs, because that's part of it too. Is I think that the energy levels were just off in the movie.
Very much so.
He's Captain like 3.
Yeah. Captain Nemo, Sir Ben Kingsley.
Ooh,
that's a good one.
Because Ben Kingsley can be in everything.
He can be in everything, and I think that his screen presence with Jeremy Irons would be amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
Rodney Skinner, so the Invisible Man, Alan Tudyk, because there is no role the man cannot do.
100% agree.
I mean, he can be a chicken, he can be a droid. I think he could be an Invisible Man.
You literally could have just said Alan Tudyk to every character.
Right? That would be fantastic.
Welcome to the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, the one-man show.
The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Alan Tudyk.
In the role of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, I had struggle with this. I was bouncing between either Graham McTavish or Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Graham McTavish's anger would be fun.
Yeah.
So that's a toss-up for me still. I wrote down Gary Oldman, but that's just because you can put him anywhere.
You know,
you could also have one play one role, one play the other.
You could.
You know who I kind of dig seeing play that role? Peter Capaldi.
Ooh.
Older guy.
That would be good.
Who just turns into, like, he's smart and then turns into, like, the strong, like, monster character. Like, I think he could just play that really well. I just want to see Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with Peter Capaldi.
That would be great. And then for our villain, Professor Moriarty, Charles Dance, Tywin Lannister.
Yes. He's a wonderful villain.
He is. He is a fantastic villain.
Last Action Hero proved that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So those are the big names that I've put. I mean, there's obviously lots of other actors and characters, but those are the main ones.
Yeah. All right. No, I think you cast. I would watch that very happily.
I mean,
with the right writing, it'd be phenomenal.
I love the original anyway, even though it's horrible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's one of those movies that even though it's horrible, you watch it anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's great background fodder to just have going.
Pleasure, baby.
Mm-hmm. And that is one of those, it's the background thing where all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, no, this is actually a good scene, and I want to sit down and watch this next 10 minutes, and then I'm good again.
Most of the Nemo scenes are pretty great. It's about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have to laugh, though, as I took notes with Color Wonder markers, because that's what I had available.
If it works,
a 2.5-year-old. I'm starting, like, when Tim said this is what we're doing, and I'm like, oh, I have an idea. I have no paper. Look, Small person's arts and crafts.
You go with what you have nearby.
No.
All right, Nick. What's your movie to be recast?
I would choose Jupiter Ascending.
Oh. That movie was so bad, I don't even want to hear your recasting.
Are there going to be a whole new writing crew?
Oh, yeah.
I assume.
You see, I'd like to see like Dave Filoni in on this kind of thing because, like, to an extent, I like the movie just felt so big that. Well, funny story about this movie is I went to go see it and I accidentally ended up in Seven Sons. And I'm like, okay, how are they going to tie all this together? But I'm like, I'm 2 hours into this movie and they haven't even gotten to space yet.
I thought Mila Kunis was in this. Where is she?
Where's Magic Mike? God.
I would
Wolfman Magic Mike.
Milia's character Jupiter Jones with Gal Gadot.
Ooh, okay.
And then I would switch Channing Tatum's character out with Chris Hemsworth.
1,000 times better.
Mm-hmm.
And I think adjust the writing a little bit, change up some of the directing, and I think that's it.
Well, that's really all you need. I mean, that's what the movie wanted to do, and then, didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like the movie was just so big, it like had a lot of prospect, but it just couldn't live up to the bigness of it.
Yeah, it just got lost in the size of it. Whereas like Valerian did well. So I don't know why they couldn't kind of fall in line with that. But
Valerian was dumb too.
Oh, stop it.
I'm sorry, the Wachowskis can make something look really nice, and they made The Matrix. That's it. They have no storytelling capabilities. They need to stop writing.
Well, Sense8 was great. So you just pump the brakes there, Chief. All right.
Let's see if somebody else wrote it.
Okay. I actually have never seen that movie.
I did enjoy the
anything.
Speed Racer movie that they made.
Ugh. With that debacle of a human being. What's his name? Emil Hirsch. Ugh. That's all I say to that. That's what Speed Racer is. Ugh.
What's wrong with Emil Hirsch?
He beats women constantly.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You're talking about James Franco. Trust me. Go check out Emil Hirsch's resume for
right now.
I think I'd rather not. Okay, didn't know that, and yeah, that takes away the fun out of some of the movies I liked it with him in it.
Right, Alpha Dog is dead now.
Yeah,
garbage human being. Garbage.
The movie about him where is the guy up in Alaska.
Oh yeah, when he eats the berries and dies. Yeah. I wish that would happen to Emil Hirsch. I'm
not disagreeing with you.
No, I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying if Emil Hirsch watches this, come find me, and I'll show you how to treat a woman by beating you to a pulp, and then treating my wife really nice in front of you. That works.
All right.
So romantic.
I hate women beaters. I hate them. So
Travis says, I just jumped in, but I can't handle Valerian bashing.
Thank you, Travis, because Valerian was decent.
Get ready, because Valerian was terrible.
Let's do this thing, then. Let's rock.
You should tie your ears behind your head so you don't get choked.
That's right.
Dennis DeHaan should stick to his other roles of none. Hasn't worked in years.
I'm going to keep you safe.
I also enjoyed Valerian, so...
I keep saying that I'm going to watch Valerian. I hadn't even the thought of watching Jupiter Ascending hadn't even jumped into my head.
So Valerian's good.
Valerian's better than most of their stuff, and always better than Dune. That's the rule.
Still not as good as Dune, but you know what? It was a good try, Mick.
No, there's no try. Dune.
I go back to the slow burn of stupid. Anyway, all right. So here's mine. And if Jason Taylor is watching, Jason, I hope you enjoy this.
No,
because I'm going back to the 1990s.
Oh no!
And I'm getting rid of an actor that he loves in the movie Universal Soldier.
Yes.
Oh, I love that movie.
So
bad.
let's see. Oh, Travis, we may have an issue here if you keep talking bad about Fifth Element.
I haven't seen that either.
I don't know that he's talking. I don't think he's talking bad about Fifth Element now that I read that more.
Yeah, I think he can't handle anyone being trashed from the Valerian world.
All right, so Jason tells me to go away.
Oh, you're just getting rid of
show, Jason.
All right, so here it is. So, Universal Soldier. This was actually the one movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme that I didn't mind. I hated everything else this man has ever been in. Oh yeah, it's true. He's a horrible, horribly horrible actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bloodsport, horrible. Everything else that man has ever done, horrible.
Legionnaire Lionheart, come on.
Sucks.
Sucky dick, suck.
Well, you would never get that line. You got real heart Lionheart if you didn't have Jean-Claude Van Damme.
And I'm okay with that.
Oh, I am not.
Jason Taylor says that Tim is canceled. Kathleen's the new host.
Get off the cancel culture.
All right, so
cancel everything you don't like.
So, in Universal Soldier, I would replace Jean-Claude Van Damme. That was the very first thing. And at first, I was gonna be like, you know what? I looked at this. I'm only gonna replace with 1990s era actors and actresses because that's when the movie came out, and I wanted. Who better could they have chosen for these roles? So Jean-Claude Van Damme, I selected the Milkman from the neighborhood of the studio that the movie was built in. He would have done a better job. No, I'm kidding. Actually, I selected Wesley Snipes.
Okay, that's a great choice.
That's actually, that would be awesome. Yeah.
So I thought,
I
thought he would do really well in that role, with a few minor adjustments for personality quirks and just a little bit of the change in writings to allow for Wesley Snipes to be the quick-witted style of person that he normally is. They have some snappy comebacks and things like that. Honestly, I would keep Dolph Lundgren in his role. I thought Dolph was actually pretty good in that movie, and I didn't see any. just make sure he pays his taxes that year.
He can never pay his taxes again, and he's still a better actor than Jean-Claude Van Damme. And I like Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Bingo. Anyway, all right. So keep Dolph Lundgren. So then there was a couple of actors and actresses in the movie that I don't recall than anything else. I don't know who they are, and so I had no reason to keep them, type of thing. So Edo Ross, I can't think of anything that he is from or anything else. I didn't take the time to look up his IMDb to see what other movies he was in, things like that. And Jason is having a seizure at the keyboard.
He is. He's
Dolph is a worse actor. Oh my God, Dolph is a horrible actor, except for Rocky IV.
No, he's amazing. Rocky IV was brilliant. The Expendables were great.
Exactly.
Masters in the Universe, Casey? That's your
Masters of the Universe is my all-time favorite. So
there you go.
Of course he's my He-Man.
There you go. All right, so I was going to replace Colonel Perry, who that's who Edo Ross played. And because I don't know who he is, I replaced it.
If you looked him up, you would recognize him. He was a very big character actor back then.
Okay.
A lot of stuff.
But I figured, you know what? Who would be a really cool guy to see in like a role of a colonel or something like that in the military? And I thought, Gene Hackman.
Nice.
I thought Gene Hackman would play that role very well. For Veronica Roberts' role, which was Allie Weaver, again, not somebody that I couldn't recall where she was from, what she had done. Did not look up her IMDb. I didn't care that much.
Wow, you put so much effort into this.
Hey, I looked at people, thought who I would want in that role. Okay, that was my effort. Shush.
You get a B for effort.
I did.
I'm already doing more than Nick did. What do you want?
I don't know. Nick changed Jupiter Ascending. That was expected.
I expect more from you, Tim.
So I was taking Allie Walker out of that role and put in Sigourney Weaver. Nice. Into the role of Veronica Roberts. And then the last
person, sexy siren?
Yes. In the 90s.
Are they filming this in the 90s?
Yeah. It was,
all right. I'm making sure.
I don't know. Sigourney's still hot nowadays, so just pump your brakes there, Chief.
I'm not saying she's not. Saying for Universal Soldier in the 90s.
She is an attractive woman. Okay. In the 90s, she was even more so an attractive woman. But anyway, and then for the last one, there was Dr. Gregor, Dr. Gregor, who was played by Jerry Orbach, who was most famous for Law and Order, being the streetwise cop with all the snappy comebacks. So
not Jerry Orbach.
No, I love Jerry. I love Jerry Orbach. But for as much as I love him, I thought there'd be another actor that I'd rather see in that role.
That's fair.
Now, if it had been a cop role, I'd have totally left Jerry Orbach in because I like Jerry Orbach from Law and Order, and he'd just be great. But I thought as a doctor, I thought it'd be fun to see Danny Glover.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
So, and the resulting effect of removing Jean Van Suctitude from the movie is that it now becomes a much more relatable movie, and everybody likes it, not just Jason Taylor.
Jason, let me tell you something about Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's not a good actor. You have to recognize that. I love him, but he's not good. Yeah. He knows it. He plays a character of himself.
Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
Yeah. This is an intervention for Jason from 3.
Yeah, you can't like Jean-Claude as much as you do Jason. We appreciate you, we love you, and we just worry about you, man.
You hang pictures up of the man.
It's too much.
Problem.
Well, that he does.
He has video clips just waiting for his live shows.
Oh, yeah.
Always of JCVD.
Oh, boy.
Not okay.
It's not.
No.
But it's okay. We're not judging you. We love you.
Street Fighter was the bomb.
Friends who are concerned about you.
Exactly.
Street Fighter was the best movie he's ever done. Let's get that straight.
And that was all because Raul Julia carried it.
No, Raul Julia was the worst actor in that movie.
No.
Kylie
he was dying.
Kylie Minogue was the best.
Not his fault. He had stomach cancer and was dying.
Right. Poor Gomez.
Well, our banner changed to the bottom. Jason Taylor's JCD intervention.
Yes,
has resulted in Jason admitting that he's not a good actor, but he was yet brilliant. I'm not quite sure how that works out, but I will respond on Sunday.
Tell us which hour so we can zero in.
Right?
Exactly.
It's going to be the first hour or the second hour.
He's saying he's doing it at noon, so I will be tuning in at noon. That's Jason.
Agreed.
That's awesome.
We'll all be there.
All right, everybody who's watching right now, make sure that you go to 3 Geeks Podcast on Sunday at noon, and you'll be able to see Jason's full out response, because I know that he can't type fast enough to say all the things that he wants to say to me right now, because
nor are his responses friendly for our show.
No, they're not, but they'll fit his show quite well.
I'll give you 2 reasons why I will not be there Sunday to check it out. 1, it's 4th of July. 2, weed becomes legal in Virginia on Thursday, so I'm just out.
I'm just out and done.
I don't even know if it's Sunday or not.
Nope, I will not.
All right, Jason, I love you, buddy. Thank you for having such a good sense of humor about this. This has been quite enjoyable. All right, so everybody who's watching, if you have disagreements on, except for Jason, we know that Jason disagrees. If anybody else has a disagreement about,
it's already been heard.
Jason's over there like type, and delete, type, delete. So
this whole episode was, half of it was trash Dune, and then trash Jean-Claude Van Damme.
But Jean-Claude deserves trashing. Dune less.
No, Dune.
What if Jean-Claude Van Damme was in Dune?
The only thing I'm familiar with here is Dune.
I would give anything for Jean-Claude Van Damme to roundhouse kick every character in Dune. Stupid Sting with his little metal underwear, and then Jean-Claude comes in and flexes, and it's just like, bah, you're done.
As long as he does a time cop split in between 2 sandworms as he's riding up to the gate.
with that tank top that kind of looks like a bra.
Yes, exactly.
I have to come in and kind of be like,
he's just carrying his Desert Eagle from Desert Heat, and that's it.
All right, Jason wants everyone to go watch the movie Jean-Claude Van Damme.
It's called JCVD.
JC, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's his acting greatness, and that's as far. Okay. Anyway. Let's see. John says, having heard all the options, I would most want to see Casey's remake of Avatar. It sounds brilliant. And as much as I like my own reboot, I agree I would probably go watch John's as well. It's followed a close second with Kathleen's.
Hey.
So
I would probably watch Kathleen's first because I want to like that movie.
Yeah.
really bad. Avatar, I just didn't like, but I think Casey's would make it better.
I think League of Extraordinary Gentlemen would be amazing with Kathleen's, but I just have to go with Nick's because Jupiter Ascending had so much hope and premise and promise, and then it just died.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that is true.
I have to go with Casey's remake of Avatar because it does sound like fun. Like,
thank you.
It shouldn't be funny, but it's going to be.
Right? It's going to be offensively funny, too. That'll be the best part. Because Judd will somehow mock the people invading more than the natives. It'll be glorious.
Well, there you go. And Jason says that mine was offensive, and this was supposed to be friendly to all people, Tim.
It is friendly to most people.
Right.
Jason, love
In
you,
fact,
buddy.
I found it super friendly. You know what, Tim? Yours is good, too.
Well, thank you, bud.
Neener, Jason.
Neener. I gotta vote. Anyway, all right, so
I would vote
that is for the maturity level of our
mostly
show.
Kathleen and mine because I don't know who you guys are talking about in all the other ones.
Here's the great thing about our show, a little bit behind the scenes. I'll say, hey, I booked so-and-so. Kathleen and I are like, yay, can't wait. Nick's like, who are they? We always have to explain to Nick who this person is, what they've done. He's like, oh yeah, that would be really cool.
See, and it's so funny the number of times that you're like, I booked XYZ, and then you just send their IMDb because you know that Nick's going to ask who.
Well, Drayton, I will say this. I did read Dune, and I like the books. I don't like the movie.
See, and that's the hard thing about book-to-movie adaptations is they never live up to the book. Ever.
Yeah, that John Carter was a pretty big failure and proof of that.
Yeah,
that'd have been another one to reboot. Yeah.
We just been watching the Hobbit trilogy with my mother-in-law over the weekend, and every time she's like, "But that's not in the book." I'm like, "I know." No.
Yeah, just don't watch the last movie, and you'll probably be okay. The first two weren't as bad. The third one
is pretty terrible.
It's pretty off the rails as far as story, not story. So
yeah.
The whole 5 armies versus in the book, there was 3 dwarves and a couple hammers.
I was going to say there were some dudes versus some goblins, and then all of a sudden we've got armies.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like the third movie is like the worst experience of like a fish tale ever, where it goes from the look at this little fish I caught to the fish was this big. It's like, no, it is 13. It's a party of 13, not 5 armies with goats. And I don't know.
I think one of the best book to movies was the series of unfortunate events that Netflix did.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, they did a really good job with that.
They did a fantastic job.
And I think if you're going to be making books into movies, you got to go that route of making it.
You need the chapters.
Yeah, you got to have the series of it because there's just so much in a book that it needs a lot there.
Right. And like the Jim Carrey series of unfortunate events didn't live up to the book because they tried to fit too many of the books into a 2-hour movie.
Can I answer Jason real quick?
Just real quick, we got to read Jason's War and Peace.
Sure.
Well, I did read it, and I'd like to say, Jason, go to hell.
Jason says, I want to thank you for the intervention. I don't do drugs, so I never thought I'd have one. It was more fun than expected. Casey is my new favorite Scene Snob podcast host.
No, he says Mick.
Casey Mick. He didn't use a comma. Yeah. So Casey Mick.
Whoever Casey Mick is.
Oh, well, we're gonna have to get them. We're gonna have to get them on the show too.
He's
so.
just combined you guys into one entity.
That's what you get for not using a comma, dummy.
Use your punctuation.
Man, somebody has a couple things yanked out of their body, and all of a sudden they're all kinds of snarky.
I know, right?
Yes, they just broke it up. They're going back in on Wednesday.
He's like, I'm drugged up. I'm feeling good. Let's do this. All right.
He's like, I just peed out an antler. I'm fine. What's up, folks?
Oh my gosh, no!
I got a stalactite I can shoot out.
So Tim,
my next one is Wednesday, and I can't wait.
Tim, you had something you wanted to announce to everyone, right?
Actually, I have that pulled up on the screen, so I'm getting ready to do it because we've only got about 5 minutes left. We have a big announcement. We wanted to get this out tonight, so as much fun as I'm having with that, we got to transfer to this so that we can get it out because, frankly, we've been sitting on this for about a month now, and we're very excited. Yeah, it is. It is time for our little podcast egg to hatch.
Is it a robin's egg?
It might be.
Hi, I'm Burt Ward, Robin from TV's Batman. welcoming you to the Funny Science Fiction Podcast. Wowie zowie, citizens!
That's awesome.
Very cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm not excited at all.
I didn't
about
giggle
this.
maniacally through that entire interview.
But holy Burt Ward, Batman! So yeah, we're so upcoming on this Friday, a pre-recorded interview we have with Burt Ward, from TV's Batman. He was Robin, of course, one of the Cape Crusaders. We have a really cool conversation with him about how he went from being a Cape Crusader to being a canine crusader. Him and his wife have rescued. I don't have the number in front of me.
15,500 dogs.
That's right, 15,500 dogs. Many of them are Great Danes, and they have anywhere from 50 to over 150 Great Danes living in their house with them at any one given time. And yeah,
it's what happens when you're a Hollywood celebrity and you have a massive house. You
That's all I want.
Dogs in your house.
That's amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
It's kind of steps on. We were going to make an announcement for you guys too, but I mean, I don't know if we should now.
No, Jason, I am not starting a Van Damme podcast.
We're actually going to be welcoming Chris O'Donnell to the show, who has saved 75 million people on NCIS Los Angeles.
Right.
Was clearly the better Robin. I mean, of course.
Holy rusted metal Batman.
No, I'm just kidding. Burt Ward is awesome. I love
Ward's
the Batman
amazing.
66
It was
show.
such a fun interview.
Yeah, we had an absolute
Can't wait.
blast with Burt. He tells some really cool behind the scenes stories about things that happened, on the set, off the set, how he got into acting, because he had some natural athletic ability. He talks about all of that going into this. And yes, Drayton, it is noise. But we're very excited about it. And so this Friday, starting at midnight Pacific, you'll be able to start listening and downloading the audio version. And of course, on our YouTube channel here, you'll be able to watch that interview with Burt Ward. So super, super cool. I'm so very excited about it. So,
and
cool.
he does mention in the interview, and if you look at his website anyway, the Gentle Giants Rescue, he has Gentle Giants dog food.
Which is amazing, by the way.
It is absolutely spectacular.
We started using Gentle Giants for our dogs, and you can get it at Walmart. It's like $35 a bag for like a
30-pound bag?
A 30 to 35 pound bag of dog food. It's like $35 somewhere in there. And honestly, my dogs absolutely love it. It's not greasy, and he explains why most dog foods are greasy feeling when you touch them and you watch the interview. He'll explain it all, and it's really very cool. So we got some dog food education. We got some knowledge dropped on us about some behind the scenes stuff about his relationship with Adam West and all the kind of the stuff that went on there, and it's just really cool. Drayton said just about that Nick's second cousin is a Jawa on the Mandalorian. Blood test came back.
True story.
It's actually a true story. Nick's mom, her dad is a little person, and so was it your uncle that was in the
he was in Wizard or the new Wizard of Oz movie.
One of the newer Wizard of Oz movies. He was one of the Munchkins on the Yellow Brick Road.
So
That's awesome.
And so now we're finding out that one of their cousins was a Jawa on the Mandalorian, and
we got
there's somebody who was an Ewok.
We got 1 minute, by the way.
Oh, we do. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, and then there's somebody else that was an Ewok, and so Nick's like on the Oz the Great and Powerful. Thank you, Drayton. I knew it was something like that. So, but anyway, Jason says, "Have a good evening, everyone. Love the show. I've never been a topic before on a podcast. Love you all." You know what? I don't think that there's a better way for us to end the show than Jason saying good night. So good night, Jason.
Good night, Jason.
Good night, Jason. And good night, everybody else.
All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching Funny Science Fiction Podcast.
On behalf of the rest of the hosts of Funny Science Fiction, we'd like to thank you for listening to this episode. If you'd like to be a guest on one of our future episodes, please contact us by means of our Facebook group, Funny Science Fiction. You can find us on Twitter or Instagram using the handle @FunnySci-Fi, or you can go to DraytonAllen.com and click the Contact Me link at the bottom of the page. Thanks again. Hope you enjoyed the episode.
Bye.